Hello guys, welcome. You've seen my face a couple of times. I don't know. I've been saying about the podcast thingy, mental health issues. We need more people to talk about mental health. Welcome to Emotionally Raw Podcast, a podcast where we'll be talking about mental health issues, how to navigate our 20s, the gap between being in school and being out here, and everything that pertains our youth and us as young people, young women and young men. So this is the pilot episode, just an introduction to show you guys how it will be. There'll be so much interaction with you guys. There'll be guests, fun Q&As, fun topics to talk about. We'll talk about everything. We'll talk about money. We'll try and talk about money. We'll try and talk about love. Mapenzi inasumbua. Pia mimi nisumbua, but we are all young. We'll talk about how our degrees are gonna help us, how to, young parents, how they're surviving, how we can use our talents to move on with life, etc., etc. So, Gen Zs, millennials, you're all welcome. Gen X, everyone, you're welcome. It will be vibey, it will be cool. Yeah. So, guys, this is going to be a community of young people where we will discuss healing, expression, our core themes zitakuwa self-discovery, mental health, emotional growth, just a safe space for quiet minds that are navigating the loud world. And guys, if I was to be asked about one of the best thing I ever did, is doing a personality test. There is this thing on Google where you Google something called 16 personality tests. When you Google it, it will give you a Google form. You answer some fun questions. You'll discover a lot about your personality. You'll know why you like doing some things the way you like doing. You'll know maybe you're an introvert, ambivert, so many personalities there. That can help you even when you are looking for jobs, when you're looking for things to do in life, when you're looking for therapists, you can look for therapists that can match with you. Even when you're looking for partners, for friends, you'll just discover yourself more and know why you are the way you are. The first topic we're going to discuss is, personally, I disappear a lot when I get overwhelmed. Like, I will ghost. If you've ever ghosted everyone, shut down emotionally, or needed to just vanish or just breathe, this episode is for you. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And there is a specific kind of being overwhelmed that you feel when you have a lot on your table. For example, maybe I'm graduating, I need to get a job, I need to set up my life, I need to also go out and have fun, you want to live a life. So you definitely get overwhelmed and you feel like the pressures of the world are on you. It's when the world is loud and you're just tired. You wake up tired, you open your phone, and suddenly the weight of the texts, DMs, expectations, all it feels is like a mountain. And then you shut down. Not because you don't care, but because you care too much. I did the personality test and I am an INFP, which means introvert something something. You'll know. Sorry. I don't know how to process things in real time. All the time I tend to internalize, overanalyze, and before I know it, my mind is a storm. If you are like that, maybe you are an introvert just like me, you're an INFP, just take the personality test. You will disappear because you are trying to survive quietly. Because explaining what you're feeling sometimes is hard. Like, it's hard to explain to people how you're feeling. So, why I disappear, me personally, is because one, emotional burnout, like I absorb everything. If you can relate to me, join, comment, tell me how it feels. Like emotional burnout, you absorb everything, every conversation, every unspoken energy, and it's exhausting. Two is fear of being misunderstood. The fear of being seen as dramatic or weak. So instead of saying, I'm not okay, you just say, don't say anything, you just disappear, right? The other thing is perfectionism. Like if you can show up perfectly, then you don't show up at all. Bad manners. The other thing is mental clutter. You feel like everything is a lot. Even replying to a hey can feel like a mountain at that point. Disappearing will become a version of self-protection. It's a reset button, a way to stop pretending like you're okay when you're not. But here is the thing. Sometimes disappearing feels like healing, but sometimes it becomes isolation. What I've learned with my personality and everything and disappearing and ghosting is that you can take space without feeling disconnected. You can tell people, hey, I'm in a quiet season, like I feel like I'm so overwhelmed. Can we like take a step back? Can you give me like a day or something? I'll come back. Your presence does not have to be perfect to be meaningful. You can show up the way you are. Your friends love you just the way you are, and they will understand. People who love you will understand your silence. Like the right people don't need you to perform your feelings. Overwhelming or being overwhelmed is a signal. It's not a flaw. It's your body and soul saying, hey, slow down, something is not aligned. I will leave you with some things and some questions. If you're someone who disappears, to ask yourself, what are you trying to protect when you go quiet? Who do you trust enough to be messy around? Why? What would it feel like to soften even just a little instead of shutting off? And maybe journal, and you can also talk to someone. Speaking of talking to someone, there is a lot of supports, online, physically, psychological supports and counseling services that are offered by a very, very cool space called Zen Space Consultancy. It is based in Kilifi for those who are students in Pwani, or you're just around Kilifi and you need to talk to someone, you need counseling, and they offer psychological support. And their cool motto is come, chill, and mental wellness. So, guys, it's been nice talking to you. Comment any topics that you'd like me to talk about, any questions that you people have about mental health, and yeah.